Whoa.
Have you learned no lessons?
Oh, boy.
Bruh.
If you don't got dragons, you might as well dress like one.
This video is brought to you by CASHAPP. More on them in just a bit.
There once was a Targaryen. They were freaking nuts, and everybody realized it, and they hated their guts. So they went to the tourney to create peace and joy. But instead, it became a nefarious ploy. And so I am joined here with my two dear friends.
Oh, yeah.
As we arrive for another adventure again.
Hey.
Nicely done.
Wow.
Citizens of Rejectoros, we are here for episode 4 of the one, the only, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I am joined by the two people who need no introduction. Greg of House Alba, John of House Humphrey. Their house words? Nice. Anyway, if you would like, don't forget to leave a comment down below. We'll see all the other fun things later. Greg, am I forgetting anything?
There's nothing to it. You did the best intro that's ever happened on this channel.
Yeah.
I think let's do it, buddy.
How they shine for you and everything you do.
Oh, it's all yellow.
Are we looking through a tree at the stars?
I think a fire
it's a
is
stone?
emanating.
I think it's a stone.
Fire is
It's a
emanating
roof.
off of a cave stone.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's the allegory of the cave.
Oh, is he in a dungeon? Yeah.
Woof.
Oh, that's sort of beautiful. He's used to seeing the stars, but instead he's just seeing the glistening off the rock of his prison cell.
Little guy.
Are you going to eat him?
No, that's not him.
Whoa.
Drips.
Glow up.
Leave the food and go.
Finn Wolfhard.
Wait, is it literally?
My uncle says I must beg your forgiveness for deceiving you.
Your uncle,
Prince Baelor.
the heir to the Iron Throne.
And Hand of the King.
I never meant to lie.
Yeah, but you did, about everything, starting with your name. I've not heard of a Prince Egg.
And friends don't lie.
After the Conqueror, how many Aegons have been king?
4 Aegons.
That's not confusing.
I was supposed to squire for Darren. He's my older brother. He's a shit knight and a drunk, and he didn't want to enter the lists.
I've only seen him once so far, right?
You shaved your head.
It was Darren who shaved it.
Was it Darren that told me you were a stable boy?
I didn't think I was doing anything wrong.
Of course you did.
Oof.
That's why you lied.
I don't like seeing them fight.
It's coming from care and hurt and betrayal, but love.
Dry your eyes.
I was just so disappointed when I couldn't go to the
We
turn.
can't have the little prince being disappointed now, can we?
Oh, bro.
Just wanted to be somebody's squire, sir.
You'd have served a donkey were it squireless.
Sorry, sir.
It's just a bit of bad luck we found each other, isn't it?
Oh, no.
What will they do with me, Egg?
My uncle wants to see you after you're done eating.
I've already kicked one prince in the mouth. Don't mean to keep another one waiting.
I love how they chose to play that. I remember it feeling different. Like, he actually felt like a little hurt and scared of Duncan. Like, the feeling of betraying his feelings. He's still a squire, even though he's a prince.
Yeah, he swore an oath.
Rise. Pour Ser Duncan a cup, Aegon. Try not to spill it on him.
He won't.
The boy won't spill, Your Grace. He's a good boy.
Oh, he's spilling now.
Aegon should have come to me when he saw what his brother was doing to those puppeteers.
There was no time, Uncle.
Instead, he ran to you, Ser Duncan. That was no kindness.
I wish Ser Duncan had killed him.
Aerion is your brother.
Kinslayer is not a title you want.
And the Septons say we must love our brothers. Aegon, leave us now.
As you will, Your Grace.
I'll love my brother when he starts loving me.
The path of a human or a true Targaryen. Which way do you go?
How good a knight are you? How skilled at arms?
Sir Alan taught me sword and shield and how to tilt at rings.
My brother Maekar returned to the castle a few hours ago, a day's ride to the south. He told my brother that a huge robber knight made off with Aegon. I fear you have been cast as this robber knight, sir.
Oh, Lord.
I left that in 4 nights past. Prince Darren did not pursue his brother's captor.
Seemingly not.
Come on, man. You're reasonable.
Aerion calls it a veiled attack on House Targaryen, an incitement to revolt.
Of course.
The girl's finger was snapped in half.
It is never wise to strike a king's grandson.
Would you not have done the same?
I might have, but I am a prince of the realm, not a hedge knight.
Don't all knights make the same oath?
Oh, no.
To protect the innocent.
Yeah, but there's politics, man.
At least he's dealing with a sensible Targaryen.
Aerion would like your head for what you did to him. He will not have it, but I cannot deny him a trial.
Like how his head was placed over like that.
The last time a man struck the royal blood, it was decreed he should lose the offending hand. And you kicked him too, did you not? You have another choice. Whether it is a better one or a worse, I cannot say.
Oh, boy.
How good a knight are you, truly?
Determination.
Oh, golly. What?
I love Westeros. It's amazing that egg is from this stock.
I know.
And Master Aemon.
Trial by combat. That is my right.
Like how compelled they are.
I refuse.
Oof.
You cannot refuse.
It's the law, brother.
Any knight accused of a crime has the right to demand as such, unless you withdraw your claim.
Yeah. Go on.
A trial of 7.
There it is.
What?
Hasn't been done in a long time.
That is my right, I do believe.
Whoa.
Is a trial of 7.
Yeah.
I know your history, brother.
It is another form of trial by combat. It came across the narrow sea with the Andals and their 7 gods.
If it was the Andals.
Jorah?
The Andals believed that if 7 champions fought, the gods being thus honored would be more like to intervene and see the guilty party punished.
What a cowardly little thing to do.
Dude.
Are you cowering behind some 6,000-year-old Andal foolery because you're afraid to face this hedge knight alone?
It's funny.
Sir Duncan must pay for each one of his crimes against us, or would we leave a matter of Targaryen honor in doubt? Do not speak to me of honor, boy.
Oh, my God.
This is nonsense. Is it?
Dunk.
No.
Busting nuts.
Sir Humphrey.
Oh, my man, no.
A trial of 7 must be held at dawn.
What does that mean? That I must fight 7 men?
Do not play the fool.
You will find.
Must be 7 against 7.
You must find 6 other knights to fight beside you.
But I have no one else.
If the cause is just, good men will fight for it. If not, it will be because you were guilty.
I'm putting together a team.
We're putting together a team.
No. Careful with that copyright.
Would you like a nut?
Yeah.
Hedge Knights, assemble!
What a shot.
Seek your champions, Sir Duncan.
The loneliest guy here has to find 6 more people.
Yeah, when nobody would heed his call. Gotta say, the tonal shift this episode is so palpable.
By dawn?
Oh, lads.
I got 2.
I think I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Dunk! Is that you?
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Lightning strike right on cue.
Thank you for watching my... No, not really.
Come on. Were you talking to your horses?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Oh, nah.
I saw what Aerion did to those puppeteers. All knights vow to protect the innocent. Even edge knights, I assume.
You betcha.
I'm for you.
Awesome.
Dude.
Perhaps you shouldn't.
It pains me to admit it, but Stefan's a fine sword.
Why would that pain you?
I don't doubt that. But the Dragon House will not look kindly on those who oppose them.
Dragon House. Where are the dragons, Sir Duncan?
Mm-hmm.
We were here long before these others come to our shores, and our warrant will be here long after they are gone.
Damn.
Who else fights with us?
I know no one else.
I do not know why tragedy so oft follows after honourable men.
Yeah.
Lucky for you, I have some friends. Sir Lionel, Lord Lannister, Sir Otho.
They won't be happy at being woken.
Then they'll fight like pestered badgers.
Hey. Yeah?
You shan't die under my watch, sir. I promise you that.
Dude, I love this guy.
I love that the seeds of Robert's rebellion are being planted right now.
Do you think your cousin can bring the men he speaks of?
I don't know. You may be wise to run.
Want to kill me if I run?
Want to kill you anyway.
Maybe the gods figure this is what I deserve.
doing what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, literally, brother. You only did the right thing.
For not knowing my place.
Sir,
Egg!
Oh.
I'm your squire, sir.
Still
We'll
calls
need
him
someone to arm you.
Yeah.
Does your father know you've left the castle?
Little
not.
dolly zoom?
That's the North theme right there.
I don't think I could bear another foot whipping tonight.
Yeah.
You! No, don't!
Have you learned no lessons?
I shall drive this through your neck! You lied about me. I'll have to say something when my father demanded to know where Egg had gotten to.
Woof. That is a crazy reaction after what got him in trouble. But then again, what are they going to do?
My father's going to join the 7 accusers, sir.
He must redeem his son's honor.
Not that I ever asked to have my honor redeemed. Whoever has it can keep it, so far as I'm concerned. What it's worth, you have little to fear from me. I'll do my best to look gallant in the first charge, but after that, perhaps you could strike me a nice blow to the side of the helm. Make it ring, not too loud.
Is that all you came here to say?
Jeez.
These brothers are messed up.
Well,
My father has commanded the
There's
King's
someone
Guard to fight
screaming
as
in the
well.
background.
Is that a Wilhelm?
it kind of did sound exactly like a Wilhelm.
Only the three that are here.
Who do you have, sir?
Raymond's cousin.
I can bring people, sir. Knights. I can.
Yeah.
My father will be well guarded, and you won't kill Darren.
You'd see him dead.
When I was little, Aerion used to come into my bedchamber at night, put his knife in between my legs.
Wow.
He had too many brothers, he'd say. Maybe one night he'd make me his sister, then he could marry me.
Wow. Brother.
Sorry, that was. Egg has the truth of it. Aaron can be quite the monster.
And he threw my cat in the well, too.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'll fucking kill that guy.
He says he didn't. She did.
All right.
Unacceptable.
A pity he wasn't born a Fossaway. Then he'd think himself an apple. We'd all be a deal safer. Steal back to the castle. Sir Duncan, private word.
It's whatever that bird is. It's not Wilhelm.
Yeah, it is.
It's the Wilhelm bird.
Yeah, it sure is.
I dreamed of you.
You said that.
My dreams are not like yours. Mine come true. An impressive talent for an unimpressive man. Another one of life's little ironies.
You guys fit.
But I have seen you, sir. And a fire. And a dead dragon. A great beast with wings so large they could cover this meadow. It had fallen on top of you, but you were alive. The dragon was dead.
2 premonitions in a row.
Well, the Targaryens do come from a long line of dragon dreamers.
Did I kill it?
That I could not say. We were dragon masters once. Now they're all gone, but we remain. I don't care to die today.
I don't care to die either.
You both got roles to serve.
In the wars to come.
It may be that I've killed you with my lie. And if so, I'm sorry.
Hmm?
I'm doomed to some kind of hell. I know. Likely one without wine.
No.
There's a great irony that the brother justified his actions by saying that it was a rebellion that the puppet show was doing, when the rebellion is starting because he attacked the puppet show.
In the first place. Yeah. Now, what becomes the desire to preserve what they have left becomes so controlling, it just turns them into the monsters that people make them out to be.
Sir Duncan. Did I come for your shield? She left it with me.
Oh. Wear the puppet costume. Dress as the puppet dragon.
I love how it's like so dour
Where did
from
she
the
go?
beginning, and the heart is just forming around him. It's unity.
I make for dawn. Well gone is well forgone. Good.
He's becoming a true knight.
Your rim was old. Cheap steel. I've made you a new one. It's twice as thick. Put some straps on the back. It will be heavier now, but stronger too.
Oh, he's moved.
The gold did the paint. Stars fallen.
Yeah.
And the sunset heralds night. The shield is all painted up like death.
If you remember the opening shot.
The elm's alive, man.
Yeah.
See how green the leaves are? That's summer leaves for certain.
Oh.
But remember the old shield rhyme? Oak and iron, guard me well, or else I'm dead and doomed to hell.
So light.
Everything is so dark visually, but he's surrounded by light, though.
How much do you want for the new rim and all? A cuppa.
Oh.
The light of other people's actions.
Just flickering in all the darkness.
All the little flames.
suppose that's what resistance really is.
But this whole show is kind of like that's the point of it. Westeros is portrayed as like the darkest place in the world, and this is the one thing that finds the light.
Even the way that the star just... excellent framing with the sigil of the 7.
That's so
Oh, my boy.
I am in your debt.
The debt is Aerion's, and we mean to collect it.
Hey.
I heard your leg was broken.
You heard true. My leg is broken. I cannot walk. So long as I can sit on a horse, I can fight.
But when the crown goes against the gods, Sir Robin goes against the crown.
Hey.
Brave, brave Sir Robin.
I always knew you meant trouble.
Cannot thank you enough. Nor Sir Stefan for bringing you.
The fuck is Sir Stevron? Yep. Boy found me.
Aww.
Hasn't been a trial of the 7 for 100 years. I wasn't about to miss a chance to bloody up the king's guard in that pretty white gown.
I love him. Oh, boy.
Love him. I think we're doing it this episode.
Chainmail.
We might be doing it this episode.
Wow. They enter so obscured.
That armor, though.
Wow.
My God. If you don't got dragons, you might as well dress like one.
There are only 6. It's possible Aerion has not found a 7th to take up his claim.
What? No, it's not possible.
Sir Stefan, one of your friends. We only need one more to make our 7.
I'm afraid you'll need 2 more.
Aw, what? Oh, no.
I fight with Prince Aerion and the accusers.
Bro.
That apple's rotten to the core.
You told Ser Duncan to rely on you. Well, our prince would not have made me a lord elsewise, but for it thwarted Ser Duncan.
Whoa.
You traded your honor for a lordship.
Cousin,
I take it back. I hate you now.
I know great men who have traded their honor for far less. It was a bargain well struck. Fetch me horse.
Fetch it yourself.
We are lost.
God, that statue in the back, too.
Knight me. I will take my cousin's place.
Let's go.
Raymond, I shouldn't. Without me, you're only 5.
The lad has the truth of it, I'm afraid. Go on, Sir Duncan. Any knight can make a knight.
God, this is so well done.
Who's going to be number 7?
And the fact that he's knighting makes him even more of a knight.
Dude, my man's about to fight.
Go. I shall give Squire Raymond his knighthood.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, light.
In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave.
Awesome.
Oh, this is amazing.
I want to be knighted by you so bad.
I charge you to be just.
This is what he really lives by.
In the name of the mother,
Subtle
I charge you
dolls
to
in this
protect
episode.
the young and innocent.
Awesome.
We will fight you 6 against 7.
I'm afraid it is not permitted. If you cannot find another knight to join you, sir, then you must be declared guilty of your crimes.
Off of no sleep.
My lord, I beg a moment, please.
You have it.
Woof. Come on, man.
Time to roll charisma check.
He just wanted to fight an attorney.
Come on, princess. Go fight.
My lords, I know none of you remember Sir Erlen of Pennytree, but I was his squire. We served many of you, ate at your tables, slept in your halls.
Ooh. Dang.
He was a good man, and he taught me how to be a knight. A knight defends the innocent. That's all I did.
Very different crowd response.
I was not Sir Erlen's blood, but I have followed his example, as your sons will follow yours.
The way the...
Who will stand and fight with me?
Yeah, I'd put on armor right now and fight for him.
Come on, Michael. Get in there.
I would absolutely would make it 2 seconds before losing my head. Woo!
Oh, snap. Whoa. Damn you, man. You suck, dude. Damn, that must have been so loud if everyone could hear it.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
And there's no true knight among you!
Yes.
Whoa. Who's... Oh my God!
I will take Sir Duncan's side.
What? What?
Let's go! That's why they call him the good. This is our first time hearing the frickin' theme.
Have you taken leave of your senses? This man attacked my son.
This man protected the innocent.
It's just the best thing he could do for the House of Targaryen.
Let the gods decide if he was right or wrong.
Oh, this music, baby.
I was gonna say when that guy stood up, I was like, I don't remember this. They're changing this.
Oh, my heart, man. Hear me out. Maybe we let George R. R. Martin just participate in this process. Woo.
It does seem like a good idea.
Your tears.
Yeah, man, that was very moving. Very moving scene. It was great.
It's just nice to remember that when I think about Daenerys and I think about Jon, that there is so much more to the two of them, and there are these moments and figures in their lineage that you just like see reflected, and that right there was the best of Daenerys and the best of Jon, just riding in and reminding the realm that maybe it's not about the dragons, maybe it's not about any of that, maybe it's about something so much more. And I just freaking love this show. Boy, gentlemen.
Real quick and real talk. Moving money is something we have to constantly do around here. As much fun as it is here, it's also a business as well. Some reality that even sometimes I have a hard time contending with. So you got to pay people. You got to send money fast. And you got to keep everything simple. And that is why we actually use CASHAPP. For you guys who are unaware, CASHAPP is a financial services platform that lets you send, receive, and manage money all in one app. And it does it instantly. And so, yes, at Real Rejects, we actually will use CASHAPP to pay people because, you know, we work with like creators, collaborators, freelancers, speed matters. Nobody wants to wait days or jump through hoops. And with CASHAPP, it's quick, clean, and it just works. And what really gives CASHAPP its edge, I will say, is how frictionless it is. Signing up is fast. I don't know how many times I've had to mention that. And sending money takes seconds, again, fast. And everything happens in real time. Security is a big reason we trust it. With Security Lock, CASHAPP requires Face ID or biometric authentication to your account. If you're about to send money to someone new and something looks off, CASHAPP will warn you before it goes through. Plus, there's 24/7 monitoring behind the scenes. And with the CASHAPP card, you can instantly lock or unlock your card right from your phone. So, download the CASHAPP today. For a limited time, new CASHAPP customers can earn $10 if they use code SECURE10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. CASHAPP is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by CASHAPP's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sun Bank. Member FDIC. Discount and promotions provided by CASHAPP, a Blocking brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Talk about money. So we got to say all that. Legalities. Thank you, CASHAPP, for working with us and for helping to keep us working with other people.
How are we feeling? What did you think? John, you're crying. Why don't we start with you and your tears?
I was weeping the whole episode. No, I mean, this is great. I love this episode. I thought this was really, I mean, yeah, it's been fun to tumble alongside this ever-developing situation. The storytelling is very fun in the way that it moves. And yeah, like, it's an interesting prospect because, you know, this is a more compact experience than Game of Thrones. So each one is its own little like unit of development. And so I was curious as to how are we going to assemble a team in like 20 minutes and like actually, you know, make that feel like something that's plausible and, you know, get ready for this huge battle that's to take place at dawn. You know, there's so much stuff, But yeah, I don't know, just like watching as he goes out and has these little exchanges and these little moments as the actual assembly happens off screen is like kind of great in a way. Like I can imagine a viewer who wanted to see that, and it is, I guess, very lucky that that was able to happen off screen. But
sure.
But I liked the idea that they wanted to focus on these, you know, these crucial little personal moments before this thing rolls out as he grapples with the whole situation and his honor as a knight, the chivalry, all that stuff. And then, to watch it culminate with such a cool, such a dread-inducing, but also like, you know, I am Spartacus. I don't know. It was nice. It was good. It was very, just new flavors. I like new flavors in this world, and I think that's part of why it struck me so.
It's nice to have a story worthy of the tears.
Yeah, it's a good 1-2 punch because like little guy gets to step up, and that's I'm worried for him. I don't think he's gonna make it, but it's inspiring that he gets to step up, and then you get that
Are
other.
you saying little Fossaway?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the doubling down is great. That reveal's great, and I love watching that guy. So it's cool. Like we get two of my favorite side characters onto the team. It's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Gregory of House Alba, first of your name.
I want to hear you talk, man.
I love how this series is able to remind everybody that the biggest impact that an individual can have in the world and on systems always comes from the most unexpected of places. And I feel like this is like a classic sort of capturing of right makes might. And you just have this like spirit and tenacity of the pomp and the circumstance when you tear it all away and you get down to like the fundamentals of what makes a person good and righteous and what really counts. There's so many layers and dynamics, and I love obviously Game of Thrones just has such wonderful politics and sort of maneuvering and plotting, and I think I said last episode it's one of my favorite reasons that we're following a tourney, because yes, it's all fun and festive, and there's the joust and all of that, but they're playing a much bigger political game, and we're watching this dynasty on the verge of collapse, trying to hold itself together, and you're seeing these two very distinct ideas. And I think it's sort of poetic in a lot of ways that they just got done fighting the Blackfire Rebellion amongst the Targaryens and their bastards, and now they're literally fighting amongst themselves again, and all because of the insecurity of their leadership. And I think that's where you have the Crown Prince and the Hand of the King, who so clearly understands what's really at stake. And then you have his brother, who is living in this utter fantasy world of, we have to embody the dragon and we need to be, no, you need to be just. You need to be kind. You need to meet people where they are. You need to be worthy of their rule. And to see this just play out in such an epic way, where you're seeing all the different seeds being planted. I mean, like, George R. R. Martin is frickin' genius. Like, even having Lionel Baratheon be on Dunk's side, and that being, an ancestor of Robert of House Baratheon, future king of Westeros, and the one that would ultimately overthrow the Targaryens in the first place. It's sort of, this is that moment when the dragons have the opportunity for small folk to prove that they're not dragons. They're just people. They're meat and bone. And, obviously the stakes couldn't be higher, but I think the personal time and the pacing of this entire season so far has made this moment feel so overwhelmingly gratifying and exciting and personal. I mean, Dunk's call, like, we're all feeling it in our hearts. Like, Greg and I know it's going to happen, and we still are feeling that, just like that call and that desperate nature, and seeing just the way that Dunk is able to, in the same breath of being so flustered and upset at Egg, loving him and caring for him and making sure that his uncle knows that he's a good lad and a great squire. And, it's just, this has just been such a fun bit of television. And I think such a nice reprieve and a reminder that, like, a story doesn't need to be grand and epic in scale in order to be grand and epic in terms of emotion and impact. And that's all I have to say about that. How about you, Greg?
It was probably the best episode of the season to me. I think this is, it's an interesting thing to watch when I've read stuff before and then watch, like, many times. I've read stuff, watched. A lot of times even comics, watched. And it's kind of rare to see something that does it almost 100% the same. Almost. if anything, they don't really remove or change too much. They might add something into the mix because it's a show and they're making it longer because it's a short story. Like John was talking about, this happened off screen, and it does happen off screen, the gathering in the source material. So when watching this, it's you still, because of the additions and the blemishes they add in, I'm seeing things and picking up on things I didn't before that I really like, with the fact of how they blame the puppet people for this might be the start of a rebellion. It's like, if you just didn't have such a fragile ego, then there would be no uprising happening right now, actually. And I feel like for Game of Thrones, this show is coming at the ideal time in our world for people with certain types of values and stuff that would like to be represented.
What are you talking about?
You know, and
Game of Thrones isn't political, Greg.
if you're looking at like this level of dictatorship or authoritarianism that they do instill, you know, like doing the right thing, doing the good thing, even right down to calling out how Dunk says that what she did wasn't illegal, what you did, and he's like, he's essentially saying like, but you know how they are, you know,
you know how those princes are when they get bitch slapped, right?
Yeah, you know how a person in power who has a sensitive ego will then retaliate in the worst possible way just because their feelings got a little bit hurt, you know, and to have it be where it's starting from someone standing up for just doing the right thing, standing up for what's right, and having people realize that they are just humans that are wielding this power. We assign the meaning and the power that we're giving them at this point, these bullies who are in charge, and it's up to us to take a stand when it is right. So I love that. Beautiful. And at the same time, not everyone on the other side is always a bad person, you know. And like I love the demonstration of Egg and totally blank on his name right now.
His brother?
No,
Or
I mean
Baelor?
Baelor, the one who just joined, right? And them joining they're on Dunk's side because of who they are as people internally versus being what the world probably views them as. And I remember like the first time I watched Game of Thrones and the way they paint the Targaryens, and House of the Dragon's done something to do a lot of that. How they paint the Targaryens is like they're all just fucking like incest monsters, you know. And having this side of them showcasing that even if you come from a certain type of bloodline, even if you come from a certain type of upbringing, you can still choose to go against
You're not
what you've been
predetermined.
instilled. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's a lot of depth that kind of flew over my head a little bit, and it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, oh, this is exactly how it played out, but for some reason I'm seeing it because I'm not trying to
They give you so many different vantage points too. I mean, even giving Lionel the amount of time that he had in the show as opposed to in the book, I feel like that's helped flesh out and make his participation feel so much more earned.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it doesn't feel like they're embellishing on the story as much as filling in a lot of the logical blanks that existed. And maybe Martin wanted to include, but was too busy trying to write Winds of the Winter to think about it.
Yeah. Sure. Well, also the dynamic with Egg and Dunk. It's cool watching the dynamics, like seeing like that when they first meet each other when he's in jail. Like it plays out so different than how I recall. Like in this moment in time, I'm like, I don't really remember what's supposed to happen next. But I start to remember as we're watching, like, just because I'm like getting through, I'm like, oh, I'm starting to remember now what comes back. But in this moment in time, I'm like, what exactly happens in the next section right now? And maybe it'll come to me as I'm watching it.
Yeah.
And but beyond that, I remembered that moment and when it was playing out and the feeling that I had because he was a little bit more like aloof, like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Aegon, how could I not put that together? You know, and here I love the choice of how Egg was he was a little scared to confront him because he felt terrible about it and that he betrayed his knight, and he still views himself as a squire, not as a prince with power over him, when technically he's got power over him right now. And how Dunk was also hurt in that moment. And all that was just coming from them being hurt, you know.
But they both grew up this episode. I mean, the whole show felt like it grew up this episode, even tonally, where Dunk has been confronting this idea of his illusion of knighthood, which is genuinely not so dissimilar from Egg's illusion of knighthood. And then sort of finally faced with the reality of their choices and their actions, here they are seeing that what it really is not that fantasy. And at the same time, I can only imagine, I mean, part of me wishes that with a show like this, you could just have a camera on different characters' faces during those moments. But to be able to stay a moment, the way that Egg's face lit up when he saw his uncle ride in and realized that there can be truth to this mythology and this fiction that we all sort of gravitate towards of heroes and chivalry. And I think that was the most sort of beautiful thing of like, yeah, they're growing up. They're in the big game now. But I think the spirit of who they are has only been reaffirmed by this. And, you know, and frankly, I think like they've done, you know, Game of Thrones, spoiler, is based on the War of the Roses, which is like a real conflict in medieval England.
Where Michael Douglas and...
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, when they go to Quantumania. But, you know, this is such a... it's touching on so many things that probably feel relevant, you know, in a lot of ways to now, because this is just a tale as old as time, you know. Power's biggest folly is the fear of losing power. And I think they're playing with those themes in such an interesting and exciting way. And honestly, it really makes me want a Robert's Rebellion series.
It's just nice to have a hero, you know? We don't get too many heroes anymore.
Yeah. Guy's actually just trying to serve and protect.
How do you think silence does for the algorithm?
Is a great spot to drop an ad.
This episode is brought to you by... What is it brought to you by?
Cash.
It's brought to you by the steel maker guy.
By Oak and
Steel.
Oak and Steel. Well, citizens of Rejecteros, what did you think? Are you excited for next week's episodes? For those that don't know what's going to happen, what do you think is going to happen? Who will survive
and
in
what
the trial
will be left
of
of
seven?
them?
And what will be left of them? That's so true. And what gross appendage are we going to see next week? Please leave your thoughts and comments down below, and don't forget to become a very royal reject to get all of your exclusive watch-alongs on Patreon. I'm doing pretty fine right now, yeah? Sure. And you can also enjoy some of our amazing merchandise, which has all different sorts of fun shirts and apparel, like for Fallout fans, like ghouls just to want to have fun, and that dragon one that you guys did that I love, that you can see right here in this upper third. Thanks, Praper, who is the editors that did this.
They didn't make it this far. They're not editing it. We could probably say whatever we want about them. They probably won't even make it this far.
Well, if there was going to be an upper third, it would be right about there. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. We cannot wait to see you next week. And don't forget, winter is really, really presently here right now. Hope everybody on the East Coast is staying nice and warm. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next Sunday. No, we won't. Super Bowl. Bye.